Bind the. Wait, is it? Say no clip? Fuck. I think that's the one. Yep. Who was that? Sham Wow. That's what I'm fucking talking about right there, dude. Nice fucking job, dude. Now, ESA servers are easier because everything's set up for you, dude. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys a really, really cool strat. Alright, so what you do is, if you want to split, late round, you want to split Ivy and Hell, right? So, at the start of the round, you send a dude here. Chills here, or behind this box. Mainly you want him here, like, kind of turned around so you can hold this angle and kill anybody, like, around here, or up there. And then you want another player here in case this dude gets flashed. The second this dude takes contact, this guy peeks. That's the whole point of this setup. So this is how you want to do it. One could be an AWPer, it doesn't have to be, but it could be an AWPer. Okay, so you send these first two guys here, alright? You send one, maybe even two boxall at the start of the round. The way you want to take boxall is you make sure you flash that. Alright? Now, a lot of the teams do this setup. I'm going to show you guys the setup. It's a really good setup that a lot of teams do. One guy holds this and kind of spots. The second this guy takes contact, there's another guy at upper ready to peek. Alright? Now, this is a really, really common setup. It's done constantly. So, what you want to do to try to counter that is you want to have a dude nade upper the same time that you're peeking this, so you can't really see, or molly upper, or flash upper. Throw any type of nade up, like up there, to counter that. Also, the way you want to peek lower is most of the time like this. The problem with going up here, in my opinion at least, now some of my teammates might not feel the same way, I don't know, we haven't really talked about it, but going up here is the fact that you could get picked off there and there's no possibility of a trade. If you die, like, up here, there's no teammate that could possibly trade that kill because he could just run away. So what you want to do is maybe have like an AWP jump out or an AK jump out posted right here, and then you have a dude so first guy jumps out, comes here and clears this. Second guy jumps here, there's a nade back there as he's jumping up here, and then he holds this. And then the second that dude peeks, he's already going to be at 50 health because of that nade. And then you're just going to get 2 shots on him and he's dead. If they do that setup. And it's a really common setup that teams do. So you want to be aware of that. So you take boxall, and this dude's probably going to be jiggle peeking this, or probably throw a timed nade. What you want to do is delay it a second. So when you jump down, after you're throwing your flash, just wait, hold this for a sec. Shoot, bait out his nade if he has one. And if he doesn't, and there's no noise at all, like, don't cross just like this because he could be opping that. What you want to do is just throw a flash and then cross with it. Cross with your flash, most of the time. And by that time, your teammate will probably be holding this the whole time, so it doesn't matter. Once you have boxall, your teammate can come back and hold this, okay? Now, one-person Ivy is usually pretty good. You have this one-person Ivy. Now, the way the timings work on this map, what you want to do is you want to run Ivy as an Ivy player, like this is my job. So what you're supposed to do is you want to wait for a pop flash and then you want to peek the second they pop. By the time you hit this area, they could already be wide peeking you if they have best spawn. By the time you hit this area. Like, I kid you not, if they have a good spawn, they could be right there, like ready to peek you with a flash. So what you want to do is hide here at the start of the round, like run and hide here. If you hear a smoke or a flash pop, that's when you peek, slowly creep out. And sometimes teams don't smoke Ivy, and most likely there's an AWPer there if there's no smoke at Ivy. So what you want to do is hold this angle. This angle is really, really good, and then you slowly want to creep, and then you want to clear that. Once that's cleared, you're good to go. Just hold this angle, because the really good thing about this angle is that even if there's a smoke there, right, and then they throw a pop flash like this, and sorry, fuck, I couldn't get there fast enough. Whatever. Where the fuck am I? Right. So if there's a smoke there, right? What you want to do is hold this angle, because if they throw a pop flash on the ground, it's going to land right there, and it's going to land behind the garbage can. So, smoke there. They throw any type of flash. Okay. They throw any type of flash like here, and the flash won't hit you. So that's the flash they're going to throw before they go through the smoke. And most of the time, they're just going to be coming out, looking left first, so you're just going to get a free kill on them. You don't want to be here, because you're going to get flashed. You don't want to be turned around in case they just walk through without flashing, which teams do a lot. Turned around, so you don't want to risk turning around either. But that's their second best option right there. You either stay turned in a corner, if you're able to cross, or just hold this angle. And then, if you want to cross Ivy, you have to throw a flash. I made this mistake once before as well, but you have to throw a flash before peeking Ivy. Whoops. Sorry. You have to throw a flash before peeking Ivy. And then jump across. And then hold this angle right here. Just sit here and hold this the whole time. And then when your teammate is ready to execute Ivy with you, a really good smoke that lands right here, what you do to line it up is you come right here. Do you see this yellow thing? Just run at it and then throw the second that your crosshair hits this thing. And it should smoke off the left side of Ivy. And then you just flash your teammate out without peeking at all. Just flash your teammate out to the right, that way. If he's running up, it shouldn't hit him. The flashes shouldn't hit him, but it could hit this guy if he's like holding an angle like this. For the most part, anyway. This guy could throw a flash of his own like this, or something like that, and then peek with it, but he'll always be traded. So regardless, when you have two people Ivy, that's always gonna happen. If you're a lurker and you're alone at Ivy, and then you have two people go down ladder and two people at T mid, what you want to do is throw this exact same smoke to not let them know if there's one or two, but make it seem like there's more than just you there. So if you're not, be as loud as possible in this scenario. Throw flashes, nades, and stuff like that. Throw your entire buy menu basically, and then just screw around. Don't walk up here. Don't pass this point basically until the bomb is planted, because the whole point of running up Ivy and making all this noise is to have a distraction. But if they kill you, you aren't really doing your job if you're lurking. But if you throw your smoke like this and then you throw flashes out and that left side is smoked off, now this dude's probably going to throw a flash like this. Oh, no. A harder flash like that. Peek with it. He's going to see you there. He's going to try to kill you. He's going to be like, one Ivy. And they're always going to be afraid of you. So this is just to distract for your teammates coming out T mid and ladder. And then once you've done your job distracting, just wait. Wait them out. They'll chase you. If they don't, just start creeping up and wait and wait and wait. And then when your teammates start like dying like flies, that's when you peek and you run up and flank them, because at that point they could. And another thing you could do is even run back to team mid. So that's one other thing you could do. So after you smoke flash, just run back to team mid if you want to do that, but don't die at Ivy. That's like the one thing that you don't want to do. You don't want to get picked off at Ivy. It's really, really important that you don't die at Ivy. It's like lurking on cash at B. It's like you're completely on the other side of the map. Your entire job is to distract for your teammates if they're taking outer, and to lurk and flank if they're going inner. But yeah, that's mainly how you want to default on train. Some really, really good executes for train mainly come down to, well, the way I feel like Fnatic plays train is a lot of the times they get JW like on top of this box and like picking on top of these trains. Like what he does is he just jumps up and he just waits for anybody to peek him. And it's like a really, really good spot. But if you get smoked off in team mid, you always want to have one guy close and another guy closer, like farther back, not getting flashed at all. But for the most part, as long as your Ivy guys aren't dying and your inner guys aren't dying, these guys are the most important players, because they're almost always gonna initiate. So what you want to do is, this guy's job eventually should be to get to here. All right, because if he can get to here, if he can creep all the way up to here and eventually do a pinch at Ivy. Whether it be two people at Ivy or one, your job, if you get to here, should be really easy at this point. Because you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is like shoot people. You don't have to throw any flashes, you don't have to throw any nades. This dude, your AWPer is like basically covering it for you. You're covering your backside for you while you're in hell. Ladder dude, all you have to do is make sure that that's clear. Creep out to all the way here, and that's it. But this dude is the main guy initiating the attack, and then the AWPer obviously at that point is free to do whatever he wants, as long as Z is smoked, obviously. Now if you want to smoke Z, you could peek like this, but there could be a guy top bomb, so you want to clear those angles. You want to clear this, clear that, and jiggle peek everything, because there could be an AWPer just holding an angle, you know. If your team at any point, if you're lurking and your team at any point takes outside, they're falling asleep, that's okay. You don't play this game, so it's okay. If you are lurking, like at any point inner, and have your entire team has taken outside, so you do an outer execute. Mainly for outer execute, what you want is a smoke here, a smoke here, a smoke here, and then a smoke right here. If you have these 4 smokes, you should be fine planting the bomb at this point. Like, it should be the easiest plant of your life, because you can just run up and you could have players going down here, but mainly all you need to do is get the bomb down right here. This is your main job. Is to just get the bomb down over there. But that's basically train on outside. You just smoke execute and then you wait out and let your lurker kind of flank them at Ivy or whatever. If you have a lurker Ivy, if you don't, it's fine. You could always just wait it out, but you don't want to get too aggressive and then just kill everybody after you get bombed down, or try to kill everyone after you get bombed down. If there's a smoke here, it's actually a really good idea to throw a pop flash and go through it. A lot of the times they won't be expecting it. You want to do it a little bit later after the execute, but blue and the red train, like here, you're saying? You could do that too, but the problem is then you're never going to get a kill around. This dude could hide behind this smoke, eventually creep, and then just, you know, fight. I mean, it could work. Like, this smoke could work as well, but overall what's going to come down to then is pure after plant. You're going to have 5v5 after plant. Yeah, you could get bombed down, everything will be fine, but the thing is, if they have mollies and smokes and flashes, they could just throw a smoke on the bomb, and everyone has to peek anyway. So you want to try to get some kills outside. You don't want to just go 5v5 bomb plant. That's why we don't throw this smoke. That's why it's better to throw this smoke, and then have a guy run down this lane. Oh yeah, and throw a molly up here as well, by the way. So molly up here as well. And then those 3 smokes up here. And then what you want to do is have your AWPer kind of posted here on this, and then have the rest of your riflers kind of running down, like maybe even 2 riflers come out T mid and then come down towards here and then kill these guys that are back here, because this is the only time, like this is the only place where, you know, they could do anything. You can even throw a smoke here actually,
I'm throwing smoke.
and so you can take this control of this whole part of the map right here. You can even do that, honestly. So I'm saying no one goes Ivy on this strat. You could go Ivy and lurk really fucking slow, or you could just go out T mid and lurk right here and just sit here and wait and then eventually flank around, depending on how your strat's based. But if it's a late round execute, or sorry, if it's a late round strat and it's not like a plant strat, all you're doing is kind of lurking out. That's like usually, in my opinion, the best way to play train is just slow picking outside, because they're most likely going to be around this area. Like Cloud9 does a setup where they have one dude here and like another dude like right here holding ladder or something, or one guy holding ladder from up there and another dude here, which is it's really easy to stop if you know it's coming, as long as obviously you have to kill them. But that's personally how I feel like the train should be played, is like slow working out like Fnatic does. Like Olaf gets to around here all of the time, JW behind him, and then whoever it is for them lurking Ivy, I think Crims or Flush, I don't know which one, lurking towards Ivy, not making too much noise till way later, and then 2 people towards inner. It depends on the plant, Blade. You don't just you don't, like, if you plant to the side, he's not useless at all. If you plant here, then he could be useless depending on how slow fast he is, but it completely depends upon like what type of execute you do. I'm not saying this is the only way to execute. There's like tons of ways to execute outer. You could throw all kinds of different smokes and take the outside bomb site. Like, it's the whole point is like having a good strategy to hold and actually win the round after the bomb's planted, not just getting the bomb down. That's what teams usually make a mistake on. It's just like, oh yeah, we got the bomb down, all right, sick, now everyone hide. The problem with hiding though is that they could just throw smoke on the bomb and start defusing, and then everyone will peek at the same time, and everyone will just get picked off because they're faking the defuse or something. I'm saying for this first. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. But yeah. That's basically train outside. Now inner, what you want to do, a good execute for inside on train after like you've done a default is you leave your Ivy lurker. Say you do your default, right? You have 2 T mid. Those 2 T mid guys then walk away from T mid and go back up here. Your Ivy guy shifts towards T mid, and what he does is he makes sure nobody's pushed it. So he flashes, like what you can do is like you pop flash this and then clear it, make sure no one's like pushed up, and then after that move back and then start watching your team's ladder flank, and then eventually flank ladder like Happy does. Like go down the ladder if there's nobody flanking and then get the kills. So eventually you all meet up and have 4 people inside, right? After default. What you want to do is you want to always have one guy holding upper so no one goes up the ladder and flanks everybody. And then you want to have 3 guys going down lower usually. Always have 3 people go down lower. And like 3 upper or 3 lower at least. This is a really good, I think it's here. I think this is a really, really good smoke that lands right here. this, and then what you want to do, so at the start of the execute, you want to smoke deep, right? If they throw a molly, you wait it out, and then you walk down. Don't run down, you walk down, you clear this, and until contact. You keep walking until contact. You get 2 people in front of the smoke, and you walk until contact. And the third dude is just walking behind them with an op and a pop flash. The opper, all he has to do is come up here and, or sorry, come down with the other 2 players, and then pop flash down through the smoke for them. So what you want to do is at the start of the execute, you smoke deep or you smoke close. They waste all their nades or their molly into their smoke, and then you come down, right? Now Haze for us does a smoke that lands in Z. I don't exactly know the smoke, but there's a smoke that lands like right here. That's another smoke you want to throw. Sorry, it's better. It's like right on the platform. So you want to throw that smoke, and wow, this smoke right here. Okay. On execute, you're gonna have 2 guys walk down, and the third guy behind throws a pop flash through the smoke. These 2 run through the smoke and kind of entry the bomb site basically. Just go wrap right completely around the bomb site and kill anybody that's on bomb train or anything like that. Now, obviously, this is the only thing open at this point. This dude at Spindle, or like this guy hiding here, is the only one that's open. What you want to do is as you're walking down, you want to creep into that, and then you want to spam that, or just have one guy run through the smoke while the other one spams that. Or you could just make sure that your team is aware that that's the only spot that's open, and then have your upper player clear it. So once Z is smoked, the upper guy kind of flashes out. All the upper guy has to do is keep his smoke, throw a smoke really, really close, so that way the dude on top of this train, or the top of any trains, or here, can't kill him, right? And then what he has to do is then flash out as his teammates are walking out, wait a second, and then clear this out slowly. And then that's his job. His job is done at that point. Or like that is a really dangerous spot. Like if somebody's opping from back there, he could op you theoretically. But if you could find a smoke that like lands even closer, like that maybe, just so you could clear below, that's perfect then. All you have to do is clear this, like that, and then that. That's it, and then you're good to go. And that would be your job. Do I know window smoke on Mirage from T-spawn? I've learned one, but like it's inconsistent as fuck, so I don't personally do it. But yeah. Sorry, give me a sec. Jesus. Okay. Shit, fuck you, dude. So that's how you want to take inner, basically, on train. So, what haven't I gone over? Went over how to lurk. I guess I kind of went over how to op it. Not too much into it, but like mainly you just want to go team mid usually with your op. If you do end up going Ivy with your op, and you're the opper, you could get on this, have your teammate flash for you, and then just hold an angle like this, and just hold this angle the entire time. And then have your teammate cross with his own flash, and your teammate can just like jump spot, or, you know, spot this, or jiggle peek this, or just not peek at all, and just wait and let you get the pick. All your teammate has to really do is hide. You just hold that angle after the flash pops, and just sit here with your op, because he's eventually going to peek into you. The second you hit the shot, you've done your job. You can run back to where you came from, or you could just stay posted and let your teammate walk up. If you stayed posted like this, and let your teammate walk all the way up Ivy, and just let him creep all the way up and then get into this cubby right here, that's it. Like, you should be winning the round at this point. If he's here and doesn't get pop flashed at all, which is a big if. Don't smoke either side though. When you're walking up with an opper posted, what you want to do is hope that flash timing doesn't really get you, and you're able to clear this, and then walk all the way up and hold this angle. And then your opper could start creeping after that and clear your left side for you, and you can walk out. At that point, the strat should change. If it's like default, for example, then your team mid players should wait to take contact and just kind of wait around, or just throw a bunch of flashes and shit like that and make a lot of noise, but don't peek at all. And then one guy ladder, just waiting as well. But, you know, if he's not ladder already, since he was the boxall player, then he could just like throw a flash like this, or like, I don't know. was like a really good flash I think Xipnix threw versus me, and it like fucked me. It was like from, I don't know where it was from, but like it fucked me. It was like that or something. And I was like right, I don't know where I was. I think I was like right here. And then it just blinded me. Like it, literally I was looking up and it blinded the shit out of me. Like it popped right there. And I was like, oh fuck, and I died. But, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, another thing, as a CT, don't play inside of ladder room. When you could run into ladder room at the start of the round, but don't play inside of ladder room. Make sure this is smoked. And then after it's smoked, this is a Virtus Pro setup. Bialy and I think Snacks do this setup, where you have one person here, just outside ladder, waiting, alright? And then you have another guy E-box like this, waiting. And this dude is watching teammate, obviously, making sure nobody gazes this guy. And this guy's watching ladder, making sure nobody gazes this guy. So it's like a really, 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 really good setup for mid-round or late round. So you throw your smoke, that smoke at the start of the round, and then you just have that two-man setup like close. If they pop flash ladder, the second they pop flash, you peek, you kill the first guy, and you kill the second guy. Should be pretty simple kills. Then they'll try to come out T-mid to kill you, and this dude will kill them. That's basically like the most standard setup you could run outside. It's really, really good aggressive setup that you could run. You could just shut down all their executes. Because most of the time, teams smoke that and that off, like this off, but they rarely like flash over the mid. If anything, they'll throw flashes like over this, which you'll always see coming. So none of them will hit you. So one dude here and one dude here is always like a really, really good setup to have on CT side of Train. As an inner player on Train, like I'm personally an inner player, and I think a lot of players like to do, is at the start of the round you want to really just spot. When you hear them, or if you hear them running, you can just throw your nade. Once you've thrown your nade, get the fuck out of there. Come back to here. Another thing you can do if you don't want to risk them running down is you can come back to here and hold this angle and just kill anybody coming down lower. But mainly what you want to do is get the fuck out of there. You want to get to here. This is a really, really good spot because if they come down lower, this kill is really, really hard to get for them, and they have to look at two people if they're running without a smoke there. And if the smoke does come down the lower, you have nades that you could just throw at flashes you could throw to stop them from coming down right away. But if they don't smoke, then they have to deal with two people at once, you know? So don't play this necessarily all the time. This is a really good spot. Like these are all really, really good spots. Like playing like up here is really good. The only problem is if they throw that smoke that I was talking about earlier at close upper and no one can cover you, you'll die from upper if you're up there. Which is why I don't like really playing on top of these trains. Playing here is really good because they can't really see your shadow from down there. So you want to play here and just kind of, but like make sure you're kind of halfway seeing the ramp because if they pop flash, you'll get destroyed. So this is a good spot as well. But again, you don't want to get gate from upper. Hopefully you don't get gate from upper. But overall, this is a really, really good spot to play. You can do a bunch of things. You can throw mollies, smokes, and you can always see them coming out. And another good thing about this spot is that once you see them run down low, right? You take your initial shot. You could then move, throw a flash, and peek. Like you could throw a flash harder than that. You could peek with it again, like kind of fuck with them almost. Like you could keep jiggle peeking these guys and shooting them as they're crossing, and then they have to deal with you and anybody else that's back there, like your upper, for example. Anyone from upper, for example, would have to jump all the way out to kill you. So you make it really, really difficult for them to kill you, and you make your own chances higher of getting kills at the lower bomb, like at inner. Whereas if you were playing a spot like this is like a 1 or 2 and done if they don't peek you. But you really need a good distraction. So like you need somebody to play bomb train, like upper from bomb train, and spot lower as well, just to fuck with them like really, really badly. So basically all you want this dude to do is just fuck with them and make sure no one comes out upper and jumps on top of your head. And then this guy, they'll think that guy's the main inner player. And then this dude will just get a bunch of kills. So it's like the similar setup to the outside setup that Snacks and Bialy do, but inner. Where one guy's holding one thing and the other guy's holding the other thing. The good thing about playing back here and not here is that if you're closer, you'll get spammed easily. If you're farther, we've tested this, you don't get spammed as easily. So they'll shoot this a lot and you might get hit down to 40 or something, but if you're here, you're dead, for sure. So it's a really good risk to take to play here, especially if you're crouched, because you won't get destroyed completely. And then, you know, when they come out, don't just peek like this for no reason, unless like your teammate's getting shot at, then you could kill the first guy and kill the second guy, and you've done your job at that point at inner. Probably, in my opinion, the hardest bomb site to hold is this bomb site, inner. Solo sites are usually really, really hard to hold, so you have to find like really gay ways to play them. Like on cash, for example, you want to play behind that, the checker box, stuff like that. Just really, really cheeky spots to play. But this is probably the most consistent spot that's really, really good that I've found it to be really good. Just because if you have a molly or a flash or a nade, you can just consistently keep throwing them, and the second you see them, you can just throw a flash to keep delaying them as you're shooting them. And then you'll get the first kill, and you have a chance to get away. Here, up here, you don't really have a chance to get away after you get a kill. Here, you don't have a chance to get away after you get a kill. You can hide, but they'll always wrap around and kill you, and they'll have always have the advantage. And here, it's a really easy chance for you to get killed because it's an easy trade. Here, I mean, you could get away if you get a kill, but it's really hard to get a kill if they're throwing flashes from above. You could get flashed here as well, which is a risk, but at least you could get away and run away without like dying and then re-peek later to get the kill that you need to get before they plant the bomb. So, that's why this is probably the best spot for inner. So if you are the solo site player at inner, you want to keep your smoke for as long as possible and play this angle. And then what you want to do is like late round, when it's like hits like 50 seconds or something or a minute, you want to throw your smoke, and then at like 40 seconds your teammate throws a smoke, and then just keep them delayed as long as possible, because the longer it takes for them to execute, most likely the more hectic the execute will be, and the harder they'll try to get into the bomb site, and the more mistakes they'll make trying to get in. So that's what you want to do at inner usually. So that's a good setup for inner. Some good setups outside. As far as Ivy is concerned, what you can do is have an AWPer kind of holding this angle and just waiting. But the way Titan plays it, I think, is really, really cool, where they have one dude here on one side and another dude on another side, and they kind of just play retake on here, like on T-mid and on T-mid and ladder, which could work as well. So they have a guy hell, and then they have another dude here just kind of playing this angle, holding ladder, and then the second he hears anything, he just throws a flash really, really hard and peeks with it. Could work, but I haven't really played Ivy on this map. I don't know what works, what doesn't. I would assume this spot's pretty gay. This could work, I guess. Like holding here and then randomly pop flashing late. I don't know. But yeah, that's about all I have on train, honestly. That's all I could think of anyway. I mean, I could show strats, but I'd rather not do a strat session. I'd rather just kind of show the general outlook on the map. I can't watch the stream. Rip, dude. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I need to show on train. Honestly, I can't think of anything, so. Have I hit my 4 hours yet, dude? Okay. 3 hours and 30 minutes. Jesus. Alright. Fuck. I don't think I'm gonna do another one, honestly. I'm gonna get too tired. I'm already too tired doing that one. But who's behind me? That's JDM behind me. What's my favorite map? Cache, probably. Mirage or Cache are my favorite maps. It's too hard to say because like I like a lot of maps. Like I like Dust 2 a lot as well. But my favorite map is probably Cache to play overall. Like it's a lot of fun. Not necessarily on T side, but I like playing A on CT side a lot of Cache. But yeah. Oh yeah, it is Tarek. Holy shit, JDM went to bed. My bad. Didn't even notice. Let me see. Yeah, dude, that's funny how I paused. Yeah, so that's mainly. I don't think I missed anything on train, honestly. Showed you guys how to play inner, pretty well. Showed you guys like one outer setup that I know works for a fact. Like I said, ever since I haven't been calling strats, I haven't really been watching that many demos to show you guys like certain teams that do it. The only reason I know the outer setup is because I was watching the Dubai matches when VP was like insane and had really, really good setups. But other than that, I haven't really watched too many games, so I don't know that many good setups. Like I said, my main spot is inside, so I know like how to play inner pretty well, but that's about it. Another thing you could really do good not good. Well, as an inner player is a lot of the times you have to have like good instinct in that you want to be able to flank at the right times. So sometimes you want to abuse this as much as possible. This jiggle peeking shit, you want to abuse it as much as you possibly can, because if you don't see anybody cross at all, you have full information. You don't have to get your teammate at Z to rotate at all. The only time that dude rotates is when you say, oh, one boxall, and I'm not spotting anymore, they could be upper. That's the only time that he has to watch it. Is it worth it to have someone playing Z? Always. Usually you want your AWPer to play Z area / be a rotator for you, because he can pick everybody off by just jumping on this train, killing everybody, or playing in Z. But you could have a rifle do it too. It doesn't matter. It's just you have a better chance of holding the site if you have an AWPer here. But definitely, you definitely need somebody in Z usually, for the most part. And then, so yeah, you want to abuse this as much as possible at the start of the round. But a really, really good setup can also be like your AWPer right here, holding that angle, and then a rifle right here, holding this angle. And then if your AWPer misses or hits the shot, another guy will peek and the rifle can take him out instantly. A 3v5, you run away, ideally. Yeah, at the start of the round, he needs to... Okay, so the start of the round goes like this. The inner player runs all the way to here. He starts jiggle peeking. Now, it's up to the inner player to tell the Z dude to rotate. That outer guy, the AWPer, can stay outside till this guy says, okay, they crossed boxall. Once this guy says that, he needs to get the fuck out of there. Run to here, hold his lower, and then the Z guy comes back and holds upper, whoops, wow, upper if he wants to. He could watch lower as well, as long as there's communication between the Z guy and the inner guy as to who's holding what. And another key thing about inner is, like I said before, you need to keep your nades for as long as you possibly can. You don't want to throw them too early. If you throw your smoke too early, that's perfect for the other team. And that's why a lot of the times you'll see lower smokes early in the round and they won't do anything with it. It's to bait nades out of you. So if you see a smoke too early where you feel like, I don't feel like it's an execute, I feel like you're trying to bait my smokes, what you want to do is count 5 seconds after the smoke lands and then just throw a random pop flash and just wait it out and then let their smoke disappear. All they're trying to do is bait out your smoke if they smoke too early. If they do end up executing and... Fuck, I can't buy Molly, whatever. If they do end up running down, like I said, this is why this spot is so good. Oh shit, they're out. You could just throw a molly at the bomb site and then get the kill that you need to get and then run away. If you get traded, at least you got the kill. At least you got the information, and then your AWPer will probably get the next kill. If it's that bad of a, like, if it's that rushed of an execute, your AWPer will probably get the next kill. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, it'll work out for you, most likely. But there are times where I do get caught off guard, where I feel like they're baiting my nades and they just run out. Another thing teams do a lot is they smoke outside like a lot to bait this guy to come up and flank. That's what you don't want to do. But if you see somebody, if your teammate calls, dude, they're smoking outside, don't just start running up. Keep waiting until you see bomb or you hear numbers, because they could just fake it with smokes and come down here and just be waiting for you up there. So the second you see a body after a fake, you want to throw your smoke and you want to fucking throw your flashes and you buy money, because most likely they're just going to run down lower because they want to try, that's what they tried to do that round, was sell a fake. So if they do something on one side of the map with a bunch of people and then like you're holding and then you see somebody at boxall, chances are they're coming in her most of the time. But that's like an instinct thing again. You have to have a lot of experience playing and having it happen to you to learn really. That like, oh fuck, I push, for example, like the first couple of times you're probably gonna get faked out and like run up and then get gayed by this guy and then they're gonna take in her, you know, to learn the fact that, you know, they will fake a lot of the times. Well, top teams will. Even some like lower tier teams probably will fake depending on if they put in time. But alright, that's basically what I have on train.